Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today in this series and in the playlist, I'm going to start a video on pandas. If you are an uninitiated, pandas is one of the most popular packages in Python and right now very popular among data scientists and data analysts. So this package is extensively used by them. So in this particular video, what I'm going to walk you through would be to all from scratch about this package, ending up with a case study utilizing this package, and where you will get an idea about how, given any raw data, you as a data scientist is expected to work on, what you are supposed to work on, and how would you proceed to do that. I'm going to share every details of that with an underline. So whenever you have to prepare for the interviews, please mark those underlines comments. That would be very crucial. Right. Let's quickly go ahead and understand uh, why somebody is so crazy about this package, how this is solving problems, and firstly, what problems are it solving. Those should be the crucial questions even you should be able to answer to anybody asked, and you should also understand yourself. Having the bigger picture will always help you explore something well. Let's see, what problem does pandas solve? This is very crucial question because if you don't really understand it at a bigger level, it will be difficult for you to even convey to your interviewer what exactly you are gaining out of pandas. So you must understand Python had a lot has a lot of packages. Um, you see for other purposes like your software development, be it for supporting robotics or web development, or be it for getting data through web, that is web scraping. But there was a package missing throughout all this, and that was for basically data for data analysis and modeling, which were lacking for a lot of time. And there where pandas helps to fill that gap. Basically, it provides a very powerful collection of tools that you can use to basically explore data and analyze it, and in fact you can also do a lot more. So basically this is equivalent to what you get an interface, or basically tools overall in R, that's all put together as a statistical tool that comes under your pandas. So pandas is not just a name, but it's a collection of many objects, methods, and those put together can help you to manipulate the data in an efficient way and explore data information out of it. Let me also walk you through the key highlights for this package, which is very crucial again. That should give you an idea about why you should even you are supposed to spend a number of long hours to study this package. What will happen if you don't know about it? And this will also lay out basically outlines that we are going to cover in futures. So let me quickly give you the very first significant highlights for the packages. It is very fast and data efficient data frame object. Okay, so data frame is nothing but one of the data structures in available in this package. There are two more which I'm going to give you more detail as we go in the future sessions, but the data frame is one of them and it's very powerful. So it does not just provide you a platform to manipulate your data, but also an efficient and faster platform and faster tool. So how is that even beneficial? All of us know that big data, this is the era of big data, and you have the data volume is so high that it really needs some tool that can really process this faster. Well, thankfully, Your Pandas has provided this object called data frame that's efficient enough to deal even with big data. So all the operations that you can do on a small data sets can also be applied on a big data. Let's see next one. The tools for loading data in memory, data objects from different file formats. Okay, so does that mean? A lot of you would have seen the data we really wish to study or explore that is never readily available in Python, right? It's rather somewhere else, maybe in form of files like Excel, CSV file, or maybe in your SQL database tables, or maybe nowadays on a Google Cloud platforms like Google Cloud platform, or maybe Amazon Web Services. So you really have to first get those data, pull the data from there to your working environment, and then process it. So to do that, you need certain connectors, right? That, and again, luckily Pandas has ample connectors, ample APIs that can help you to connect with your source data from various format, like starting from CSV, Excel, your Jupyter notebook, your HTML format, or it could be also from the database tables or and other AWS services, as I said you. So you have to first load them, and that's what it will help you a lot of APIs to do that. Let's see the third point that says data alignment and integrated handlings of missing values. If you have ever had an experience with seeing any real-time data, you would find it is never in a form we expect it to be, or in a form that's easy to understand. There will be a lot of data issues, and missing values is one of the key issue of any data, and very difficult to tackle that. There are several methods provided to handle missing values. Maybe once I'll make a detailed video on that to basically discuss that to you. However, I already have a video which I will leave in the description box. You can go around it. That will tell you how to handle what are the various approaches suggested by industry to handle missing values. But let's come back to Pandas, where it has lot of ways, lot of efficient techniques that to handle and work with missing values. And then it is also a very powerful tool that helps you to reshape and pivot the data sets. What that means? Have you worked with Excel pivot table? Then you must be familiar with the term pivoting. So pivot tables is that popular for what reason? Basically, it provides you two-dimensional indices, or two different dimensions through which you can fill in your data, third dimension. So basically, it helps you to connect many dimensions together in a 2D environment itself. And similarly, Pandas provides a very important and very efficient ways to do this sort of reshaping and pivoting of your data sets, of your actual data. The another important point is level-based slicing, indexing, and subsetting of large data set. What does that mean? Have you worked with array or any 1D or 2D data structures like array, matrix, list, tuple? You must be aware that we always say there are hidden indices in those data structures that helps you that basically indicates or represents a unique distinct position number, but they are always hidden and they are fixed. Basically they are represented with the integer values, starting from 0 and plus positive integers 1 to n minus 1. Well, but we are bound to use them, and they do not sound that user friendly to really index through. And but data frame provides you a several ways to label those indices, to give the suitable names as per your convenience, as per your readability. So that is again one of the powerful features of this particular package. Columns from a data structure can be deleted or inserted. If you are, or by any chance you have any experience in SQL or working with database tables, you must be knowing that once a schema is created, you cannot add any new column to the schema. If you really want to add any new column to the table, you really have to recreate your schema, which is a tedious process for the simple reason that you have to lose your original data to do that, or you have to really keep a backup of the data and then do this change, which is very, very tedious and insecure process. But you can get rid of that and do it very in a very simple way, without any recreating the schema, or without any losing your original data from the table, through the pandas concept. And I can assure you, even if you are a SQL analyst, or if you have worked extensively with SQL, you would find working with pandas very efficient for your SQL tasks, and it's going to be very, very efficient again. Then lastly, the next point is group by data for aggregations and transformations. Well, have you guys ever heard of the term aggregations, filters, right? Or group by aggregation, or SQL aggregations? If you have, then you must know what I'm talking about. So pandas also do provide that level of support. In fact, not it's much better and efficient way than that of SQL, and of course of the potential of big data level. But if you are not aware of this, do not worry. You know, there are a lot of aggregation functions like sum is one of the aggregation functions, or any function in short, that can take many inputs and return or the answer as a single value, as a single object. Those all are called aggregators, like sum, count, mean, max, and length. So average. So these fives are the key aggregator functions, and at a group level, if you really have to do them, call them. Pandas provides a very good method to do that. I'm going to cover that too in detail. In fact, covering taking of examples from all the cases that's likely to happen in real time. The second last point I want to highlight here is it has a high performance merging and joining of data. Again, this concept is something similar to SQL joins, where you really have a way to connect many tables logically rather physically, and then perform your fetch operation. Likewise, Dataframe also provides a lot of methods to very efficiently connect multiple data frames and then fetch data out of them. I'm going to again cover in very detail, taking all the cases, a particular video on this. What about time series functionality? Yes. So Pandas, this particular package does not just help you to work with any data, but time series data is a special type of data where data every points are quite correlated or auto-correlated with its past values, or you can also say mostly the present value is extensively and intensively dependent on the past values. Now the question can be, to what degree? That's what we have to look in the time series analysis. So time series analysis are very popular for finding like revenues, if you don't know the factors on which your revenue increases. Also, you can look for like stock prices, which has more to do with seasonality trend. So whenever you have this sort of data, Pandas again provides ample a number of tools that can help you to basically work specifically with time series functionality, and I'm going to show that too. Now, having said all this, I want to bring one more point. So I'm going to, of course, this particular videos or extensive whole hands-on series on using pandas as a tool to explore a data. It's going to be a little longer, so I'm going to break them out. But I must assure you, if you cover all of them, you'll be in a position to take up any data from Kaggle or anywhere else, or given your manager gives you, and start working with it on your own with little effort and little support from your teams or managers or from clients for some information which is not readily available. And this is going to be in this training that I'm going to share here, or rather the information I'm going to share here, these are not just theoretical, these are practically used at industry level. And having learned them, many of the people have already got a job, and trust me, these are not shared anywhere, even in the premium coaching institutes. They will directly jump to go about machine learning modelings, but that is always going to be just 5% in any of the project's life cycle. 5% of the total time you allocate for machine learning. 95% of the time when you work with a tabular data, you'll be dealing with the processes I'm going to discuss here, and you'll be mostly working with pandas. Only for the rest 5% of the time, you'll be going to the skill learn, which basically helps you to model or build your models in Python, right? So stay connected with me, watch the next videos that should come on data structures and methods in pandas, and that should tell you how those structures, data structures are there, how we should use them. So I'm going to have separate videos on each one of them, uh, highlighting on and discussing on in detail with examples on multiple factors, starting from creating a data, that particular data structure, to reading the data structure, to manipulating the data structure, and lot more operations. I am going to be very, very specific when I do any operation, so that it makes sense to you when tomorrow you try to do the similar thing on any new data. That point of time, you should be self-dependent to yourself understand and plan the next steps in the data processing. I hope you like the video. Have a happy learning.